Hello everybody, this is Kai Pacha with the weekly Pele-rapport, and I am here. I am told that this is maybe, an hour or two from the absolute southernmost tip of Africa. And it's amazing how much at home it feels like as I'm at home here. Really something, but yeah. I'm at this breathwork, ecstatic dance breathwork retreat. So I'm just on my lunch break. This may be kind of a short Pele-rapport, but I wanted to just give you the lowdown on what's going on with this new moon. Happened in Pisces. I'm sure you remember on Monday, big shift happening with this new moon. Beautiful time for a dance workshop. Moon moving through Pisces, and she will come up to conjoin with Neptune, and she is now in Aries, yeah, along with Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron. And this, I think, is really what I am going to be focusing on today, is this Jupiter-Venus-Chiron conjunction. Venus just went into Aries, okay? She's just inching her way up. She's not going to actually conjunct Jupiter until next Wednesday, but that is the exact conjunction. And we know that these planets, some astrologers will say planets that are in the same sign are conjunct. Whoa! So, yeah, I think it's going to be building. It's a beautiful time, and I'll talk more about that. But first, the moon is going to be moving through Aries and joining all of them together for a little while. And then into Taurus, where she's going to hit first the north node of the moon, right? And come up into conjunction with Uranus. And that will be happening on Saturday. Sunday, she's going to go into Gemini and move on through, basically, to conjoin with Mars before she goes into Cancer on Tuesday. I'm going to find this trail. I've never been up here before. I don't know what's going on. Looks like I'm going down in that bush. So I better stop now. But the planetary aspects basically are Mercury up there is cruising through Aquarius very rapidly, coming into a trine with Mars in the middle of degrees of the air signs. And that is really like the major planetary aspect happening for this entire week. I will be reading the Sabian symbol for the first quarter square moon. And she is coming around, and that is on Monday. Yeah. So let me just look at the camera and talk about this. All right, everybody, what's going on out there, huh? Woo! I don't know if you can see it, but that is the ocean. That's the Atlantic Ocean right out there. There's a little thing of whitecaps that you can watch if you get tired of looking at me talking. So, yeah, what's going on? Let's see. First of all, I have to say, I finished a workshop this weekend over here in Cape Town, and I had some people come to the workshop who had been watching the Pele-rapport for over 10 years, and they did not know that I had a school. I have the New Paradigm School of Astrology. I've got 400 students. There's a library of videos. There is an online Telegram chat where we talk about astrology. There are all kinds of courses. There are Zoom calls every Sunday. I mean, you name it. It's $22 a month. I mean, it's not a lot of money. If you want to learn astrology, there's so many layers. This Pele-rapport is just the very thinnest layer of cream on top of the milk when it comes to astrology, yeah? Discovering your soul purpose was workshop that I gave. There is all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be talking about this Venus-Jupiter-Chiron conjunction. And then, in addition to the school, I give workshops all over the place. If you don't know and you're not aware of that, we do a lunar planner every month. It's all on my website. My understanding is now that websites are going out of fashion because everybody is on the phone. I'm also on Instagram and Telegram, though. You can get New Paradigm Astrology at either one of those. The lunar planner comes out every week, saying about the moon's energies that are going on. But yes, I'm going to Greece. I'm going to two workshops in Greece in May, following Turkey. And I wanted to talk about Turkey especially because of the earthquake. We are going to continue. We have been in touch, with everyone. Actually, Murad, the guy that is our guide there, is helping. He's got a kitchen. He lost his house. He lost everything. And he's still out there making food for his neighbors. And he started up a kitchen. And the daughter of some of my friends also has a Turkish fellow that is getting blankets and food, emergency blankets and food to the people that are living. It's super cold outside. They've had aftershocks. They're afraid to go into the buildings. So it's even sub-zero temperatures. He's bringing truckloads of blankets and food out there. So I'm going to put a link to that fund, yes, right below. And if you can spare anything for the earthquake victims in Turkey, that would be an opportunity for you to share. We're going to go over there and, we're going to donate part of our funds from the trip, to be helping with that effort. And, this just kind of leads me up to this situation where the world is a little bit of a mess. And if it's not Turkey, and it's not the Ukraine, or it's not over here, and it's not over there, it's everywhere. It's very challenging. But one thing that we're learning here, with the dance and with the breath work, it's very amazing. I want to weave together Pisces and Aries. We have this new moon in Pisces, the sun traveling through Pisces, with Neptune. And then we have all this energy happening right now. The moon is in Aries, along with Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron. And they can seem very different from each other. Pisces is passive. I call it ether. It's spiritual, multi-dimensional dreams and illusions and everything that last week's, mantra was about. And now this week we've got, Venus moving into Aries. I'm shining the spotlight here on the warrior, cardinal fire, outgoing, charging, conquering, initiating, masculine warrior energy. And these two are right next to each other. It's quite an amazing connection, adjacent relationship that the two of these have. And one thing that we can look at, though, and I have been looking at it now. This is my first dance workshop. I mean, I love to dance. I've gone to a lot of dances. I dance a lot, but a dance like workshop, ecstatic dance workshop, I was kind of like, okay, I guess I'm here. I got a couple days. Let's go dance. Thinking, yeah, we'll have a good time. Not necessarily. Combined with the breath work, intentional ecstatic dance, along with some circle work that we've been doing, brings us into our bodies. And the world out there is a little bit of chaos. Not only is the world out there in chaos, guess what? The world inside is chaos. We're all messed up. Our lives are all messed up. And how do they get messed up? Well, this is something that, we can really look at for a long period of time. one way or the other, what so many things boils down to, particularly in evolutionary astrology, using Pluto as the soul, the resistance to evolution is the source of all pain. When we experience pain, we need to evolve, and it may be a signal that we are not evolving, and that for some unknown reason, probably emotional, more even than mental, the need for security, the fear of change, the desire to belong, the wanting to have something solid, familiar. These are emotions. Yes, and we become emotionally attached to people, places, things, positions, and then. But the thing is that, you know, the Earth is spinning, around and orbiting around the sun, and the sun, our solar systems go. I mean, everything is changing, moving, shifting, altering. And when we try to like stop the train, when we try to stop the change, when we try to hold on to a marriage, to a child, to a job, to a house, to a boy, oh boy, that is where the pain comes in. And it's usually fear, it's usually insecurity, it's usually, like I said, the desire, you know, for the known and the familiar, which is the moon in your natal birth chart. You can see where you can naturally retreat in your natal horoscope to the 4th house and the moon. But with this transiting, even the transiting moon is the fastest moving astrological planet that there is. But it is phenomenal. It is, to me, it's almost like you cannot change too fast. You cannot change too much. But you can experience a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, just like the world is now. We are in a big change right now. This is the changing of the ages. From Pisces to Aquarius. This is the changing of the patriarchy to a new whole order, okay, of social organization. This is a huge time of change. And what's happening? Resistance. Resistance. All over the place. The people with the money want to hold on to the money. The people with the power want to hold on to the power. The people with the position want to hold on to the position. The people with and it's causing a tremendous amount of pain. And not only a tremendous amount of pain, but one of the results of pain is anger. Now, we can go into victim, okay, and go into, self-sorrow and cry and go, shrink and, want to go back to the womb, or we can become a perpetrator and come out, fighting from our corners, right? But the main thing that we want to really understand is that what's going on in the outside world is one thing, and it's completely out of our control. So I see that the Sabian symbol today, mentions conquering and aggression. It is a quiver of arrows is the symbol for this moon. And I know that this whole Ukraine, Russian, NATO thing that's going on right now, I haven't really spoken about it too much, but it's affecting millions of people. And I just want to just kind of slip in there that something may escalate, okay, over this period of time. I don't see this conflict as like tapering out or going away. We know that many people, including the Pope, have tried to bring negotiations. The whole group of South American countries have joined with the Pope to try to get, the powers that be to sit down and talk to each other. But this is just not happening because people don't want to change. They don't want to negotiate. They don't want to do Libra. They don't want to compromise and cooperate and listen. We're stuck in this Aries kind of energy, and part of it is becoming aware of it. So yes, we can have a military crisis. Chiron, the wounded healer, brings in a healing crisis. It can be a war. It can be a healing crisis. It can be a crisis that leads to a future healing, but only through awareness, only through consciousness, only through really, observing and understanding the situation as it is. And the way that I understand the situation, I just want to throw a little politics out there. I know it bothers some of you, but from my understanding, okay, this is kind of a, it was initiated pretty much, I think, with, the United States, kind of going in and bombing and destroying the pipeline to, mess up Europe and mess up the world economy and mess up everything else, because this is part of what the intention is of the powers that be, is to destroy economies and so that they can build back better. Of course, it's their idea of better. It's not in the best interest of all participants, but it is a certain plan that they have. And this Ukraine war slides and falls right into this place of breaking supply lines, breaking, so yeah, I see it. It's going to go on and go on and go on, and it could get really, really, really bad. Now, with that knowledge and knowing that, we still have a personal life. We still have our personal growth. We still have our personal relationships, our personal bank accounts, and we can only work with what we can work with. And what we can work with is ourselves. We can work with our minds, we can work with our feelings and our heart space, and we can work with our bodies. And I just want to encourage you, yes, and that is what our mantra is about today, all right, is really working to balance and to come out of the future, out of our heads, it's really our bodies that know what we need for joy, pleasure, relaxation, good health. Yes, our bodies are wise, and we want to come into our bodies. Dancing is one way. There are many ways. I'm not limiting, your practice in saying that you have to go dance, but the idea is that to come into the now, and in the now, you can see that everything is changing. In the now, everything is a certain amount of chaos. And you can't control other people. You can't control your relationships. So life is messed up. Everybody's life is messed up. If it's not messed up, they're pretending that it's not messed up. And they're deluding themselves, like last week's message. Okay? Because the mess is part of the change. Birth is messy. Change is messy. Tearing down buildings to build new buildings is messy. Plowing up the earth to plant seeds so we can grow food, it's messy. Whatever you look at, life, birth, death, it's all messy. And that mess can look like chaos, and it's out of your control, and it can get very scary and very uncomfortable. And this is where it comes, whether it's pranayama, kundalini yoga breath work, or shamanic breath work, or dance work, or, there are many ways, but I want to encourage you to come into your body and to feel your feelings, because your feelings and your body can be your guide. And we want to get out of the head. And let me relate that now to this week's Sabian symbol of the square moon. The square moon is at the 9th degree of Aries. It is a quiver filled with arrows. Humanity's aggressive relationship to natural life as a basis for survival and conquest. That's Aries. The bow and arrows represent symbolically our ability to extend the scope of our conquest of nature and to kill enemies in order to build a larger base for the collective development of a culture and an organized society. Implied in the symbol of the arrow is the piercing of a target. The mind of man is essentially a trans-piercing power. It goes through the object toward which it is aimed. It seeks to go through and beyond the obstacles on its path. And this usually implies the destruction of the obstacle. At a higher level, as in the Zen practice of archery, the obstacle is the ego. At this stage of the cyclic process of human existence, we are shown the archetypal symbol of man, the conqueror. It may be a conquest of outer nature, or that of instinctual drives, and of limiting the power of the ego. But it is always conquest. So what I'd like you to do this week, and what this mantra is about this week, okay, is making that conquest, yes, yeah, you know, the obstacle, I'm going to say, has to do so much with our thoughts and our thinking, which are tools of the ego, which take us out of our feeling, emotional bodies, out of our physical bodies. They're stimulated by screens and information on screens and movies on screens and written words, and so much of what this information society and technological advancement is bringing us more and more and more. And it's creating a situation where we lose touch with our humanity. We lose touch with our feelings. We lose touch with our heart. We lose touch with each other. And this we want to stop. Yeah, baby. I'm talking about back to nature in every which way, shape, and form. Ow! Yeah! So as much news as is out there, and it's all changing, and they come up with more drama all the time, and I swear so much of this is just like being created just to keep everybody busy and occupied, you know, while they put up more 5G towers and they, you know, slide through more of their digital you know, currency and their facial recognition. They're trying to get the technology all up and about, you know, and get everything all set for the big boom, yeah, which I really feel is coming. You know, there will be another emergency. Once they have all of the stops in place, there will be another fabricated situation, emergency, just like the last pandemic. So, you know, what we want to do is we want to prepare ourselves, and the best way that we can prepare ourselves is to be human, to be in touch with our souls, to be in touch with our feelings, to be in touch with our bodies, and to be in touch with each other. Yeah. And, you know, you can get all pissed off about what is going on out there, and you have all the right in the world to, because it is bad. There is bad people and bad stuff happening. And our illusions of, you know, people that are, you know, dressed a certain way, look a certain way, walk a certain way, you know, are successful or famous or da-da-da-da, you know, as being models or examples. There's a lot of illusions and innocence being shattered right now. And one of the problems with that is anger. And that's why I mention that in today's mantra for this week. This is Aries, and this is where the healing can occur. You can come back into your power. Your power is your humanness. Your power is your passion. Your power is your root chakra, your body. And your body knows what to do, when to do it. Your emotional body knows. The feelings guide you. I want to really encourage that. So I will not suppress my anger. I will scream and shout and stamp. Breathing deep, I release it all and return to the eternal dance. You know, this is not new. We have seen this before. Astrology works with reincarnation. Whether it's the fall of the Roman Empire, or the fall of the Persian Empire, or the fall of the British Empire, or the fall of the... It's one empire after another that just goes. Yes, it's one lifetime after another that just goes. It is an eternal dance. And there's no stopping that dance. What we want to do is we want to energize ourselves with our breath work, with a good nutrition, with our exercise, with good sleep, with good habits. And we want to enter that dance wholly, fully, and completely, baby. And yeah, the anger, the frustration, some of those negative emotions, they'll come up. But don't let them eat away. Don't let them cause cancer. Don't let them cause, dis-ease. Don't let them cause problems. Release these negative emotions. Let it out. It's all right. And find friends, find people who encourage you to feel and let it out. And stop off, break off these relationships that are stifling. Move on, move on. Change, 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 change. Make new friends. Let go of the old or keep the old, but continue to find people that help you to self-discover, to go deeper into yourself, into your needs, into your feelings, into your life, and let it out and feel every feeling. And as low as you go, you're strengthening your nervous system to be able to go higher. So stretch yourself, and when you stretch yourself to feel something lower, you will also be able to feel greater joy, greater happiness, greater light. So it just it's like a rubber band. It just, you want to just like work with your nervous system, work with your breath, work with your movement, so that your body and your nervous system can tolerate higher states of ecstasy and higher states of bliss. And that has to do with going down and letting out all the rats out of the basement. So this is the way it goes. One more time before I leave you in peace. I will not suppress my anger. I will scream and shout and stamp. Breathing deep, I release it all and return to the eternal dance. May you dance the eternal dance, breathing deep, releasing it all, and loving your life. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.